Although reptiles take up the majority of my life, they're not at the tippy top of things that I am a fan of or enjoy. Reptiles are basically the third. Adventure Time is the first. But the second, which is today's video, are my cats. Okay, well, and now EJ wants to come outside. Hi. Okay, well, starting off, this is Sylvester, the one that you probably know more than the other two. Most people think we just have one cat because he's the one that's always in videos. Like, I have a whole dedicated video to him just being in other videos. So I woke him up, but he doesn't care. He's already purring. He just really likes attention. He's so tired right now, I can't keep his eyes open. But we need to make this video, so it's important. Sylvester's kind of the middle child, but he kind of gets the most attention because he wants it. So Sylvester was born March 2011. We got him like June 2011 at just like the local shelter. We don't actually know where he came from. He was just left in a box at the shelter, and we were like, we'll take him. He was the scrawniest, ugliest looking thing ever. I have a lot of old pictures of him. There's at least 1,000 pictures on my phone just of Sylvester. I have to pay for storage just to store pictures of Sylvester. More than any reptile, like take all the reptile pictures I've ever taken and take all the pictures of Sylvester, and there's more of Sylvester. Stop looking at me. Basically, it's March now. I'm recording this on my birthday, and I just consider his birthday to be mine since we don't know the actual day. So, happy birthday. He's 8 years old now. So he's extremely energetic. He's very weird. He just like runs all over the place. He's a pretty cliche cat, I guess. He likes to scratch stuff up. He pooped in an enclosure one time because there wasn't a lid on it. He used to be kind of like an indoor-outdoor almost at our old neighborhood. He'd really only go outside when I was like with him, and he would just like hang out and run around. And then he started to sleep in the road, and I was like, okay, we need to stop. And then he would sometimes slip out. Oh. And I was like, okay, well, he knows how to get back. But then our neighbor behind us had a dog named Lucy. I know her name was Lucy because she would yell, "Come on, Lucy!" every time Lucy would go anywhere. I hated Lucy. Lucy, I hate you. I hope you're... I can't see that. Lucy the dog was innocent. It was the owner's fault. But she saw Sylvester in her yard one time. It was a gated yard, and there's this fence that Sylvester could fit through. And he was just like hanging out, walking around. And she let Lucy out and said, "Go get him, Lucy." And Lucy starts sprinting after Sylvester. Now, I have footage of this, but I can't find it. Someday I will find it. I was shooting like a nature video when I was like 12. And you see Sylvester run at behind me, and you hear, "Go get him, Lucy," in the background. And it's Lucy chasing Sylvester. When Sylvester makes it through the fence, he's like 2 feet away from Lucy. And Lucy's too fat and too stupid to fit through the fence. I don't have good relationships with dogs. And so Lucy, that idiot, ran into the fence. Sylvester made it through, and I was like, okay, now he's really not going outside. So although he does slip out sometimes, he rarely does now, and I have 8 years of experience catching him, and I will sprint after this boy like crazy. You've never seen Go Herp and run so fast. I essentially have to body slam him to the ground and pick him up, and he hates it, but he's gonna get eaten or run over if I don't. Sylvester also makes a lot of noise. Like EJ, the next cat, which I'll show, when EJ was born, she couldn't even make any noise. Like, she would try to meow, nothing comes out. But Sylvester's very vocal. You'll just hear him meowing all the time. He also does like that, like not that purr, but like that chest throat sound, like every time he sees you. So he's very, if he was a human, he'd be like really annoying and really talkative and like crazy and rambunctious. So I'm glad he's a cat and not a human. Actually, I think we got Sylvester during the 50% off sale. It was a shelter, like it wasn't really a sale, but the adoption fee, because they would have tuxedo sales because apparently nobody wants the black and white dogs or cats. He definitely grew into his face and his ears because he just looked like an idiot. He would have been bullied so much if he was a human. But yeah, Sylvester gets into everything. He has an interesting relationship with the reptiles because he really likes some of them. Like Franklin used to be basically free roam. I did a video on that. Don't free roam your sliders. It was weird and stupid. But while Franklin was there, he got along with them really well. They would sit in the same room. Franklin would just like walk. The best part, I don't know if I have any footage of this, but Sylvester would just be like lying there in the room and he doesn't know Franklin's out, and Franklin would sneak up and like touch his foot, and Sylvester would just freak out. He wasn't scared of him. He never fought back or anything. I know a lot of people are uncomfortable seeing cats with reptiles or other animals, so it's really a case-to-case basis, and I can't just say your cat's gonna be fine or not be fine. But then some other animals he sees as a toy, so you gotta be careful. Like he used to see oh, there he goes. Some of the animals he'll try and chase or whatever, like some of the smaller lizards. And now he's the videographer. Sylvester's also on a raw diet most of the time. It's hard to keep up with and it's really hard to make, but he's the only cat that'll eat a lot of different stuff. And that stuff is expensive to make. It probably costs me like $40 or $50 every time I make it. But he's arguably the healthiest cat in the room. I mean, he is the healthiest. The other thing about Sylvester is he is always looking at you. Like, unless he's on a mission, like right now to go on the porch, he always knows how to just like hide in the room and watch you. Whether it's like at night, you like wake up and he's just in the corner just staring at you, or you're like working, you're at your desk, and all of a sudden he's just under the table. It's kind of terrifying. He always knows where everyone is. He knows things that we don't. So yeah, unfortunately, this is basically as much outside time as Sylvester gets because he is too fast. Like EJ, the next cat, is too slow to go anywhere, so she is allowed outside. Okay, so this is EJ, the largest yet youngest cat in the house. Trying to get her into the other room to film is like not even an option. Someone recently left a comment on my video about Rosie, and they were like, my cat weighs more than Rosie. And I was like, wait, so does my cat. Rosie is 17.5 pounds. EJ is 19 pounds. Our current position pretty much summarizes how she views herself. In control of everything. Everything goes her way. Basically, each of the cats perfectly fits one of the cliche cat personalities, and EJ is that overweight royal one that's like very whiny and complains a lot. If you haven't had a cat, you might not understand how much a cat can complain, where you can like almost understand them in perfect English. She's an example of that. She always tells you what she wants, whether she wants to go outside or eat or be pet, and then as soon as she's done wanting to be pet, she freaks out and she's like, stop petting me. So she was born April 2011. So she is, in a couple weeks, she'll be 8 years old. And then Sylvester turned 8 this month. The interesting thing is she can go from the most like loving, caring cat that wants the most affection, like she'll jump up on you at the couch and she'll just like basically make you pet her for like 2 hours. And then she'll just immediately flip her switch and be like, okay, I'm done. And then she just like runs away. She's also basically the embodiment of like just pure tranquility. Sometimes. She's, like I said, she's always either on the far spectrum of energy or the other spectrum, where she's like outside, like freaking out, like out of excitement, just running around eating grass, or she's just like a true couch potato with a lot of fur. Like just how relaxed she looks, right? She's starting to get annoyed with me, I think, because I'm talking and she's trying to sleep, but we need this segment, okay. So here's the oldest of the three. Even though she's the smallest, she's about 7 pounds and just kind of stopped growing at some point. But she is 15 years old. So that was 2005 or 14, maybe she's 14. We got her in 2005, not from the shelter, but from the side of the road. I think we like were gonna give her up or something, but then 5-year-old me like cried enough to where we kept it, or kept her. She has the most attitude out of the three. Well, I do know why. I can't say I don't know why. It's because I used to do this. I was like basically her abuser. This poor child had to deal with me her entire life growing up to this point. And I'm probably still annoying, especially since I'm this close to her while trying to film a video. She's doing surprisingly well today though. She's declawed. That was not up to me. Again, I was 5 years old. I had no say. But that, I mean, kind of works in our favor since she does kind of attack you, but it's fine. Like I said, she does not get along with the other cats as well. She tends to be in her own place. They used to not even be in the same room, but now they can like kind of exist in the same area without always being angry. But it depends. And I actually filmed the other two yesterday because I couldn't find her. I have no idea where she was, but she just kind of appears and disappears. Kind of like how I said Sylvester is always watching you, always in the same room. Polka Dot's always in a different room. So we got the two spectrums there. Unfortunately, both her and EJ will not take the raw food that I make, even though it would be way healthier for them.
Thankfully, I guess I saved money since she does need it, and I don't feel guilty since she won't, but it would still be nice if she did switch. But yeah, I don't think you'd expect her age based on how she looks. She's like the oldest kind of ever been with, I guess. Maybe they're all just perky throughout their lives, but I usually think of them kind of slowing down at a certain point. Like, she's, I don't know, 3/4 through the average lifespan or whatever, so. Okay, I'm tired of chasing him around the house, so I'll just finish it here. Like I was saying, it would be cool to do a video on his food. I'm just following a recipe online, so maybe it wouldn't be interesting since you can just take the recipe. I'll link it below, the one I use. Also, actually, two of the cats have they might all three have Instagrams that me and my sister made when I was like 13 or something. I think he has like 50 followers. If you want to follow, I managed to snag the tag Sylvester the cat, even though there's like a billion Sylvester the cats online. So Sylvester the cat, and I forgot EJ's. It's probably really cringy. I don't even want to look at it. There we go. Those are the 3 cats. I want more. At some point, while I do Craigslist pickups like of reptiles, I'm just gonna come back with a cat because there are so many on Craigslist for free. Like hundreds and hundreds in every single city. And it makes me so sad. I want them all. But I'm already a reptile hoarder in some people's eyes. Okay, did this video get like 5 views or like 5 million? We'll see. But I'm Alex, and thanks for watching.